Proszę Państwa, ten pojedynek został zorganizowany przez grupy Main Events, Ziggy Promotions, Seminar Warriors Boxing i Bullet Knockout Promotions, którzy za to bardzo serdecznie dziękujemy! Ladies and gentlemen, those of you here in attendance and those of you watching around the world, good evening and welcome to Spodek in Katowice, Poland. This is the main event of the evening, the IBF Cruiserweight title elimination bout, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing action. The IBF president on hand this evening at ringside is Miriam Mohammed, along with IBF supervisor at ringside this evening, Peter Wilkins. This battle of former champions is brought to you by Main Events, Ziggy Promotions, Seminole Warriors Boxing, and Bullet Knockout Promotions. No. Panie i Panowie, sędziowie punktowi dzisiejszej walki to William Ray, USA, wielkie brawa. Harry Davis, Kanada, brawo. I Paweł Karnicki, Polska. Sędzią ligowym jest Robert Bell, USA. And ladies and gentlemen, your judges for this bout at ringside are from the United States of America, Mr. William Ray. From Canada, Mr. Harry Davis. And from Poland, Mr. Paweł Kardini. Your referee, the third man in the ring in charge of the action this evening, from Las Vegas, Nevada, in the United States of America, Hall of Fame referee, Robert Bird. Panie i Panowie, do narożnika niebieskiego wywołuje zawodnika pochodzącego z Jamajki, obecnie mieszkającego na stałe w USA. Przed Państwem Super And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way into the ring, O'Neal Supernova Bell. If you ain't stand for something, you ain't nothing worse. What's the niggas get pushing? Look at the food and eat the fucking food's brains blushing. I know I'm the light, I know I'm the light. Cause you ain't stand for something, you ain't nothing worse. Fucking niggas get pushing. Look at the food and eat the fucking food's brains blushing. I know I'm the light, I know I'm the light. So for yourself, it's a fool. You want what it is to yourself. Because I was just about to cross the line and beat to yourself. Fucking snitches in the game, my right. To find that never change, they're just the same shit. Let me take you through the protocol for your logical lips in my blood to do this. Wow, and left to the place I see my bread. Rest of riches going in the place. You're supposed to be black in your head. Turn around and to the face. Bless this, get the wrapped up, strapped up. Get to the whip, fuck us like it's whip. If you ain't stand for something, you ain't nothing worse. What's the niggas get pushing? Look at the food and eat the fucking food spreads. I know I'm the light, I know I'm the light. Cause you ain't stand for something, you ain't nothing worse. Fucking niggas get crushing. Look at the food and eat the fucking food spreads blushing. I know I'm the light, I know I'm the light. Cause plenty of food, it won't be eating itself. Because I was just born to us, the life of eating itself. Fucking speeches in the game, the right article, the never change, they're just the same shit. Let me take you through the protocol, but you logical, it's in my blood to do this. Wow, you get to the place, I see my bread. Rest of riches now in the place, you're supposed to be black in your head. Turn around and to the face, get the wrapped up, strapped up. Get to the whip, fuck us like it's whip. Do this fucking spot, drop it off. 1 million bits a day, 1 million bits away. So many things to blame, money in my pocket pockets, yeah. You ain't stand for something, you ain't nothing worse. What's the niggas get pushing? Look at the food and eat the fucking food spreads blushing. I know I'm the light, I know I'm the light. Cause you ain't stand for something, you ain't nothing worse. Fucking niggas get crushing. Look at the food and eat the fucking food spreads blushing. I know I'm the light, I know I'm the light.
That's just for real, I don't need no deal. I'm supersized shit while you're eating that meals. I got a supersized house, I call it supersized because I'm full for long. The color blue still, water tub, boy, Coca soda, make soda. Now watch track bars, and everybody know it. I make shit pop, I'm running the block hot, burn the spot down. Red rain and blue rocks, undercover cops on the watch, and I'm bar down the street, and I'm black. Yeah, I get the beat and I pass in the drop with the block in the box with the weeds in my lips. I'm giving them the
Panie i Panowie, przed
Panie i panowie, do narożnika czerwonego zapraszam naszego zawodnika z Kilowic, z Polski. Panie i panowie, przed państwem Tomasz Adamek.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way into the ring from Poland, Tomasz
Adamek powinien wejść w rękę piosenki Pamiętaj Takiego Polaka. Towarzyszyła mu ona w wygranej walce i Ulrysie.
Now there's Dennis.
Bardzo proszę Państwa o powstanie, gdyż będą odegrane hymny narodowe.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats for the playing of the national anthems of the United States of America and Poland.
Panie i panowie, Tomasz Adamek z narożniku czerwonym waży 89 kg 750 gramów. W ringu zawodowym wygrał 33 walki, z tego 22 przegrał i tylko jedną przegrał. Panie i panowie, przed państwem były mistrz świata w federacji WBC w kategorii półciężkiej, międzynarodowy mistrz Polski w kategorii półciężkiej. Przed państwem Tomasz
weighed in at even 198 pounds and brings into the ring an outstanding professional record of 33 wins with 1 loss and 22 of those big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the former WBC light heavyweight champion of the world from Poland, Tomasz.
W ringu zawodowym wygrał 26 pojedynków, z czego 24 przez KO. 2 przegrał, 1 zremisował. Panie i panowie, przed państwem były mistrz do Federacji WBC, WBO, IBF w kategorii junior ciężkiej. Przed państwem oni Supernowa
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner. He's dressed in a silver trunks with a black trim. He weighed in at 199 pounds and comes into the ring with an equally outstanding professional record of 26 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, with 24 of those big wins coming by way of knockout. Only the second man in boxing history to claim the title of former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, originally from the beautiful island of Jamaica, now residing in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States of America. Here is O'Neal Supernova Bell!
Welcome to live boxing from the beautiful Spartak Arena in Katowice, town in southern Poland. We have the main event here of the evening, and it's Tomasz Adamek of Poland against O'Neal Bell from the United States. They fight for the right to fight the IBF World Champion Steve Cunningham in the Cruiserweight division. I'm Werner Castro, and with me is my colleague Steve Holdsworth. Steve, looking at the records, what's your prediction?
Well, I'll tell you what, Werner, I'm really excited about this assignment. But the problem we have here is that Tomasz Adamek is coming up from light heavyweight, where he's a light heavyweight champion, facing a former undisputed cruiserweight champion. Now, that may be the turning point between the pair of them. Plus, of course, a bit of home advantage here for Adamek might just level things up for them. But a fascinating contest nonetheless.
It's a real cracker. My problem is that I can't get past the knockout ratio of O'Neal Bell. I'm afraid my view is O'Neal Bell will win prematurely, or not prematurely, early. Prematurely, yes. from Adamek's point of view.
Absolutely. Well, he's a good puncher. We know that. He's won 26 fights, 24 of them inside, with 2 defeats and 1 draw in 29 outings. As for Adamek, well, he's a good fighter. 33 wins, 22 inside, just 1 defeat in 34 starts. And, of course, the 1 defeat was to Chad Dawson in the 3rd defence of his title. Dawson, of course, flying high at the moment. Still a champion.
Yeah, he just beat Glenn Johnson, didn't he?
Yes, the veteran. Yeah, but it's a very cagey opening here from these two men, as you can see, and no one wants to make a mistake early on, Werner.
Sure.
And I just get the impression here that there's slightly more in the locker from O'Neal Bell, at least early on. But one has to think, what did that loss against Jean-Marc Mormec take out of him? Don't forget he'd beaten Mormec previously.
Well, I think he left a year before he came back to the ring now. It's a year since he lost to Mormec. And that was a points loss, whilst the previous fight against Mormec was won by the last fight he made. He won by stoppage. So I don't think it would have done him a lot of psychological harm.
Well, we'll have to wait and see about that, won't we? It's certainly a cagey opening from these two men. Adamek, oh, I got lovely right there. Sharp right hand from Adamek, and Bell on the floor in the opening round.
Amazing, amazing. So that round is gone as far as the points are concerned.
Indeed it is. And this, of course, an eliminating contest, as Werner said, for the IBF Cruiserweight title going out live on ESPN. It's a knockout promotion in association with Main Events. So O'Neill Bell then from Jamaica via Atlanta, Georgia, used to be guided, in fact, early on in his career by Evander Holyfield, one of my favourite fighters of all time.
Well, it's a real hero of many a generation. Again, Adamek with a nice right punch.
Well, he obviously possesses some power in that right hand of his, Adamek.
I actually thought we are going to see two very contrasting styles. European amateurish style by Adamek and American style by O'Neill Bell.
Well,
but it isn't the case.
No. Well, we were chatting earlier to our colleague from Polsat, who told us that Adamek has actually been training with Cuban amateurs. And if he thinks if he can reproduce his amateur form over 12 rounds, he'll beat Bell.
Yeah, and like Dmitruk, who actually trained Andrei Golota for the 88 Olympics, and also the Norwegian amateur team for the Barcelona Olympics. He trained with Adamek, and I think that's the idea to recreate that style, this amateur style, in order to baffle Bell. But it doesn't seem to be that there are the styles are that different.
Well, you do tend to revert to type, don't you, when the chips are down. Round 2 then of the schedule 12. So O'Neill Bell then on the floor very briefly in the opening session. Robert Bird, our referee from Las Vegas, gave him a count. And
only fair.
Oh, absolutely. But it wasn't a 10-8 round, I suspect, Vern.
No, but it wasn't a heavy knockdown either. It was a bit of a glitch. Of course, he's got the home crowd behind him. He's motivated.
Yes.
His wife, Dorota, is here.
Yes, kind of a former light heavyweight champion, beats a former undisputed cruiserweight champion, and that is the question. The answer, well, we'll get that at some point during this 12-rounder.
Well, up to now he's doing well. That was a 10-8 round, the first one.
Well, Adamek there, trying to work to the body. And as you can see here, Bell has got a very slight swelling there by the right cheek.
Yep. Well, tactics seem to work to the extent that Adamek wants to fight him from the distance rather than infighting.
Well, he had 120 amateur contests. Adamek won 108 of them, which is a very, very good record. Picked up a bronze medal in the European Championships in Minsk as well. And, of course, Bell can't compete with that in the amateur ranks. And, as you know, as we said before, the secret could be that he brings amateur form and amateur style into this particular 12-rounder and maintains it.
Well, that will be the crucial point where they can see it through. On the other hand, he's got this powerful right hand. And he may not have to wait 12 rounds to win.
Certainly. Well, Bell pushing him around here. Well, left hook there from Adamek. And incidentally, we do have 3 officials at ringside, one from the USA, one from Canada, and one from Poland. And of course, we've got an American referee. Now, that could possibly make a difference, although I'm not too certain.
Well, not the way the fight is going at the moment.
No, Robert Bird was very quick to give Bell the count. There's some referees will let that go. Nice right across again from Adamek. I don't think either of them really settled down quite yet, Vern.
No, but it's still true to say that the first 2 rounds are Adamek's rounds.
Yes. Well, there's already frustration creeping in here to O'Neill Bell as he lands a right hand there. And he looked awfully frustrated walking forward there with his hands down. Things are not going his way.
Well, that may spur some activity from him because he needs to do something. He has to rethink his position now.
Yes, what's Bell going to do here? He tried to be the aggressor there, didn't he, at the end of round 2? Paid off to a degree.
I think so. Up to now, he's left the initiative to Adamek, and I don't think that's the right way of going about it.
Yeah, well, the thing about Adamek, he's on a counter-puncher's role here, isn't he?
Yes.
And that's the problem for Bell. He knows every time he makes a forward move, he's going to get caught.
He has to get him in the inside half distance. Distance fighting is exactly what Adamek wants, and he has to actually. That was a nice right by Bell.
Indeed.
Have a seat again.
Yep, Adamek took it well.
The fight isn't over yet.
Round number 3.
So round 3 coming up, then the scheduled 12-rounder. And a fascinating contest, this one. And as Werner said earlier, looking for the right to face the IBF champion Steve Cunningham. Of course, David Hay is the reigning WBA, WBC and WBO champion. Although for how much longer remains to be seen. Low blow there from Bell.
Yeah, but that was brought on by Adamek himself because of his holding. What a stumble. But he's marching forward now, Bell.
Yes, O'Neill Bell trying to take the fight here to Adamek. He knows he can't stand back and get his head boxed off. He's got to put the pressure on.
That's right.
But as you said, Vern, it's early days. We're only in round 3 here of the scheduled 12. Long way to go.
Good body punching.
And, of course, Bell proved, didn't he, with that 10th round stoppage victory over Jean-Marc Mormec, that he can punch a bit.
Indeed. Mormec is a very hard nut to crack.
Yeah. Not a huge puncher, but generally pretty
But he takes
durable, yeah. Well, both lads there getting through with shots, but Adamek's was slightly better.
Well, that was a very nice punch to the body by O'Neill Bell.
Well, there's a bit of kidology going on here from O'Neill Bell now, and they haven't landed a punch of the last 20 seconds, have they?
No, but I mean, he realised that he has to change something. I think he's trying out what it could be.
Yeah. Well, a low blow there, then a right over the top there from Bell. Awkward punch, that.
Well, didn't hit him quite with full weight behind it.
I'll tell you something, Vern, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if this round went Bell's way at the moment. But there's still a bit of time, of course, for Adamek to pull things back his way.
Nice one.
Yes, it's aggression's the key here, isn't it?
Well, that's, after the opening round, exactly what was needed.
Oh, a lovely left hook there from Adamek.
But also one from Bell to the body of Adamek.
Well, it looks awfully cool, doesn't he, Tomasz Adamek out there?
He trained very, very hard. Went up to the mountains here nearby. He comes from a small place not far from Katowice, in the mountains. And he has really geared up for this fight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Vern, I can't make that anything more than a level round.
Well, I'm sorry, I would give it to O'Neill Bell.
Fair enough. And it's interesting, isn't it, that Adamek, his father died when he was just 2 years of age. He was a bus driver, and his bus ended up in a chasm. And sadly, his father died, and he's been up in a very tough environment growing up, and it's done him good. Well, no, it's not done him good. I mean, physically.
No, mentally.
Yeah.
He hardened. That was a very nice one. That's the same one, different perspective.
Yeah, body shot from Bell, a left hook from Adamek.
Bell has worked quite systematically to the body.
So a very tough upbringing then for Tomasz Adamek, and looking, of course, to bring every ounce of his memories into action here.
We'll see how the fourth round goes. The fourth out of 12. 12 because it's, as we mentioned already, the eliminator. The fight for the right to fight Steve Cunningham for the IBF title.
That's right, and well, I went levels on round 3. You gave it to Bell, and that's perfectly fair. Nice right there from Bell.
Yes.
Well, we did say, didn't we? Aggression could be the key here. He simply cannot stand back and allow himself to be boxed to bits. And once again, Adamek lands a lovely right there, Vern.
Yeah, but again, not the full weight behind this punch.
But you could see the confidence oozing out of Adamek, can't you?
Yes, both are extremely fit.
Well, Adamek's never going to get a better chance than this. Slightly low blow there again.
Yeah,
From Bell, referee warns him for that.
Nie ma bitki, długi lewy i odchodzić od tej prawej w prawo. I unikać walki przy linach.
Well, the corner there shouting, that's the shot, the right to the chin. And they may well be right. But of course it's getting it through effectively, isn't it?
Adamek has never lost by knockout.
Well, that's interesting. That's a push.
But Bell does the right thing. He has to get him out of his rhythm.
That's right, and don't forget Adamek's only defeat so far against Chad Dawson, who is flying high as a champion.
But as you said earlier on, it's the difference between cruiserweight and light heavy, which is the key.
Yes, he's certainly slightly quicker, Adamek, isn't he?
Yes. Oh, that was on the glove, wasn't on target.
Well, once again, and it's interesting, isn't it, that Adamek appears to have cruiserweight power. And again, lovely work there from Tomasz Adamek. The rhythm was his.
If he was clever, I think O'Neill Bell would do infighting and half distance, but he doesn't get there. That's the problem. When he gets to the man, he has to stay there and work.
Well, decent right over the top from Bell. And this is a genuine, intriguing contest,
It
isn't
is
it?
indeed. You just could see this last situation. Bell tried to stay with him, but he couldn't. Even by slightly illegal means, by
Yes.
holding him.
But another very close
Another
round.
tight, very tight, yes.
Where would you go?
Difficult. This time I actually would go for Adamek.
I don't blame you.
It depends a little bit on how you rate the aggression.
Yeah, well, the American judges...
If it is an even round, I think you could justify... I mean, that was a very, very nice right by O'Neill Bell here. You see it again. You could argue if it's even, so the aggression is in favour of Bell. Because he's making the speed. He had the initiative all the way. He's dictating the speed. And
Well, I've given the first round, as you know, Werner, by a 2-point margin to Adamek.
quite right, yeah.
I gave Bell a share of round 3, but I've still got him 4 behind me, 4 gone, and potentially 8 to go here, coming out for round 5.
Yeah, well, I'm slightly more
Slightly closer, yeah.
inclined to favour Bell here, but we'll see how it goes. It may not need a points decision.
That's very true. So O'Neill Bell then, the Atlanta-based fighter in the silver shorts, against Tomasz Adamek of Poland.
In the white shorts. And it could go either way as far as the knockouts are concerned.
Indeed. Well, Bell, as you can see now, trying to be even more aggressive as this one moves on.
Well, he has to continue pressurizing Adamek, otherwise it won't work.
Yep.
And it's always difficult to get a points decision abroad, even with 2 North American judges. But at the end of the day, you can't dispute a knockout.
Oh, lovely left hook there from Adamek. He took a right, but landed 2 terrific left hooks. He's 32 by... Now Adamek, and Bell is older at 34. And he might be feeling his age here now, Vern. So I suspect then that Bell might be on the wrong side of the hill here, but Adamek bang at his physical peak at 32. And, of course, now boxing as a cruiserweight.
He looks very comfortable, I have to admit.
Yeah, the former WBC light heavyweight champion has made a cracking start here, and things might be a little bit too wide for Bell to close the gap, unless he really starts to motor. Got through with a couple of shots a moment ago.
Well, I'm afraid I don't believe in a points victory for Bell. I think it's either punching power or loss.
Yes, I understand exactly what you mean. They'll do him no favours here, will they? But then again, why should they? Huge investment. It's been a cracking show, this. In fact, it's been more than a boxing show. It's been a real show.
Real entertainment. With Brazilian flavour and local Polish flavour, musically. Dancers.
Yep, dancing girls. Rappers.
And a cracking main event.
Well, I'm sorry, but this is another Adamek round for me.
It is, actually. There's no two ways about it.
Oh, lovely right there.
Another one, yep.
Yeah, from Tomasz Adamek there on the bell.
He's winning it on points. No two ways. You can't get past that.
Well, 50-45, Vern. I know you've got it slightly closer.
Yeah, but it's very similar. I'm slightly more in favour of Bell, near Bell, but nevertheless, Adamek is clearly winning, and he's actually, even under pressure, he's finding his target quite neatly.
That's right. And Adamek, by the way, won the WBC light heavyweight title. He beat Paul Briggs, lost it in his third defence to Chad Dawson, and interestingly, O'Neill Bell beat Dale Brown for the vacant IBF title, and then lost it in his third defence to Jean-Marc Momek, the man he'd already previously beaten. So they both got something in common as far as that's concerned.
Well,
round 6 then, 5 in it for me, and Adamek in the lead here. I think you've got 4 in it, Vern, haven't you?
That's right, yes.
Either way, we've both got Adamek winning.
I don't think that round will make a difference.
No, I understand that. You don't think this will go to points anyway.
Intriguing indeed.
Adamek has managed to snuff out most of what Bell is attempting here. And if he does get caught with a good shot, he tends to come back with not only 1, but possibly 2 decent shots of his own. And that's the perfect antidote, isn't it?
Of course, if you ever had one more in, then the opponent, you're winning.
Exactly. Nice uppercut there from Adamek. And he's got the speed here. He's brought his light heavyweight speed up to cruiserweight and also developed his power. Well, a couple of left hooks there also.
He's still scoring.
Oh, nice body shot from Bell.
There was only 1 in return, and not quite the same quality.
Yes, I understand your point that Bell could walk in here and land an almighty punch and possibly finish it. I just get the impression that's not going to happen, Vern. I think...
certainly not in the first rounds. We're nearly in the second half now.
And it's gone quickly. Stumbled there yet again from Adamek.
Yeah, that's easily done.
And this is so much to do with tactics. And tactically, Adamek has got it spot on.
Yes. It's not just the tactics, he's got it spot on. He's got home advantage. And he is extremely motivated.
Yes, I can imagine them luring Steve Cunningham to Poland to defend his IBF championship proper.
which won't be an easy task. Steve Cunningham stopped the young and very talented Mark Rook from Germany. 7 rounds, so that will be a tough one. Anyway, he's got to get past Bell first.
Indeed he has, but he's almost halfway to doing that yet, Werner.
He is. But a fight is only over at the end.
Very true. But Adamek, I've got to say, looks to be head and shoulders in confidence above Bell here. Bell lacks something. Obviously, a success. Good work there again from Adamek as the bell ends. Round 6, and he's even further in front now. 60-54 for me, Vern. Not too much in it as far as you're concerned.
No, it's fine. It's you can see, we mentioned it before, the tactics of Adamek work perfectly well. He gets away quickly from Bell, and Bell doesn't stand a chance of actually applying any pressure in the half distance or in-fight situation. And the distance boxing which Adamek is producing here just leaves him short of points.
Absolutely right.
As you mentioned before, it's the speed which he's brought with him from the light heavyweight, and he's gained the strength, and that's quite important.
Well, 6 rounds gone then, 6 to go, potentially anyway, and I've got 6 points in it, you've got 5. But what it means is, of course, that Bell cannot afford to lose another round, otherwise he does need a knockout to win it.
I think he needs a knockout anyway.
Also, I get the impression that even if he did put Adamek on the floor, he possibly wouldn't keep him there. And he'll have to. He'll have to nail him to the canvas, I think, to get the win here. But as I say, Vern, you know, I've got him 6 behind with 6 to play, and he cannot afford to lose this round. Otherwise, he's got to win by knockout. Yes.
I mean, what we don't really know is how good the chin of Adamek is. So far, it looks pretty solid.
Well, you don't become a world champion, do you, if you can't take a shot at some point?
Yes.
The same applies to Bell. Although he was on the floor in the first round.
Well, that might have been a combination of several things, but it wasn't a heavy knock.
It was an early slip, that's all. Just a shock knockdown.
Still cost him a point.
Indeed. Yeah, we call that a flash, don't we?
Indeed. But he doesn't get to grips with the situation. He does know how to handle Adamek.
Yes, Adamek, as my Polish colleague said earlier, you know, was going to employ amateur tactics here over 12 rounds. And so far, it looks like he's done that very successfully, Vern.
Indeed. They do say that O'Neill Bell is able to adjust to new situations and think on his feet. We haven't seen much of it yet.
No, not yet. And of course, Adamek refusing to get down in the trenches here with Bell. He just wants to do things his own way. Keep a bit of distance here. Catch him coming in or catch him going away. He doesn't care. No, decent right there again from Bell. But they are, I'm afraid, few and far between.
Well, the waiting game doesn't pay for Bell at all.
Yes, he's completely run out of ideas here. He's got to land one big shot. And he may well do. And Adamek, I've got to say, Werner, looks comfortable.
He does indeed, yes. He oozes self-confidence. He looks strong. And he seems to have actually... Oh, nice one.
Cracking punches there from Adamek. A right to the head, followed by a lovely left hook. And they had power too. Well, I've got to say, this is possibly the best round so far Adamek has had, barring that flash knockdown in round 1.
The best boxing. Yes, well done. Oh, it even looks as if he actually can do what he went out to do and see it through all the 12 rounds in this style.
Well, we know he can box at this pace. He's only got another 5 rounds, of course, to do it for. We're certainly fit enough to do that. But don't forget, you know, Bell knows this is slipping away from him, and he'll be doing, you know, moving hell and high water to ensure he lands the punch that matters. Whether or not he does remains to be seen.
I think he understands the situation. Some serious words spoken in his corner at the moment.
It's all over. It's all over. It's all over here for O'Neill Bell at the end of 7 rounds. The corner called referee Robert Byrne over. He's accepted the retirement. Bell knows he couldn't win the fight, Byrne. And it's over.
Sensible decision. You live to fight another day and see his career on a different level. But it's Adamek who goes through to fight against Steve Cunningham.
Absolutely. So there you are then. Tomasz Adamek is an end of 7-round winner. They'll probably announce it as an 8th round TKO, even though the 8th round hadn't even started, but that's what they're like. And what it means, as Werner has just said, is that Adamek earns the right to face Steve Cunningham for the IBF title proper, which I suspect will be here at the Spodek Arena in Katowice.
If they can afford the money. But Steve Cunningham travels, as he proved. He went to Germany and went home with his title intact.
Indeed. So a terrific win then for Adamek.
Tremendous.
And the crowd loving it.
Yes, a very good fight. Interesting fight. It went slightly against my expectation, I have to admit. But nevertheless, a brilliant performance by Tomasz Adamek.
Well, Werner, tell me, is Adamek better than we expected, or was Bell below par?
I think Adamek was certainly better than I expected him to be, and I don't know whether you could say that Bell was below par. As I said earlier on, in a different situation, you are as good as your opponent allows you to be.
Absolutely right.
Adamek was simply better.
Indeed he was. Well, we're getting the official verdict now. They'll say 8 rounds, you watch.
Of course, yes.
O'Neill Supernova Bell odmówił dalszego kontynuowania walki w 8. rundzie, czyli przez poddanie. Zwycięzca Tomasz
So Adamek again acclaimed as the winner here and getting applauded also by Bell.
For the 8th round, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and now, the #1 rated and mandatory challenger for the IBF Cruiserweight title from Poland, Tomasz Adamek!
Well, you can't say much more emphatically than that, can you? Adamek does, in fact, win prior to the bell for the 8th round.
Also very sporting attitude of Bell, the way he behaved towards them. And I have to say, also very sensible as far as his own health and future is concerned.
But there was a sense of resignation. Not only did he retire in the corner, but you know, you saw a sense of resignation on his face, didn't you?
He couldn't get at him. That's the whole point. Tomasz Adamek was simply too strong and too fast for him, and the tactics went exactly the way he wanted them to go.
Indeed it did. So there we are then. That's the end of our boxing here from the Spodek Arena in Katowice.
All the best from Steve Holdsworth and from me.
Yeah, thank you, Werner. Nice to be here. And, well, let's hope we see more of Adamek in the future.